Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more pesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dumb me pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big number. Big number.
Ay, yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your fifth grand. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, round it up, count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no fives and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she want it like me, cause I like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him. Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here we go, 41, ain't it? I'm here all day.
Mosi, 89, 89. Watch 89. Single.
Hey, kill. 47. Here we go, 47. 26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
They go play action. Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hey, alert.
On 3rd down, Mayfield eluding the pressure right. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep for the Jags, D.D. Westbrook. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Check, tight right.
From the 29, Prescott. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the 1st. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That's caught inside the 20. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 47 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he'll get this down only to the 18. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
2nd and 9 at the Browns' 18-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
We ain't beginning to tear you up.
A first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Watch his flag. Watch his flag.
Here's Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll come up now with a clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the first. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Trying to lay one up deep. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, D.J. Hayden. And a very good return as he takes this all the way up to the 35-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 38, Prescott. Flush to his right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 74 yards. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Watch the 6. Pull it. Watch the ship. Check. Fresno.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
Check 26, check 26.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. On play action, Prescott rolling to his right. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Olivier Vernon drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Beckham. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
You must be getting tired of Steve. Hurry!
From the 35 on second down, Mayfield buying time to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Mayfield to throw it, escaping the pressure right. And it's complete. Hooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Fournette running out of the gun. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
46.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. That's out to his running back, Fournette. Room to run again. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
That's another Jaguar
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Going to 53. 29 is the mic. Mike 26.
Now Prescott. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
27.
Yeah, let's get sacked.
To the air again, Prescott. That one complete. He finds Shark. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A first down throw for Prescott. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Robert Foster there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and that'll make our score 14-7. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Browns drive about to get started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Baby, that's baby side.
Throwing, Mayfield. Flushed out right. It's caught, Beckham. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rod.
Now Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Mayfield now. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Defense, let's get out the field, defense.
Hey, Hey, we're 33. Hurry. Go. 53's the mic. 53's the mic.
Pistol, pistol, pistol.
Pick it up.
Kings.
Check.
I got it.
Here's Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. From the right hash, this from 48. Oh, Seibert missed it. This one slides to the right on him. And this score will stay right where it is. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Prescott on 1st down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their play ball. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, Haywood.
Check pass.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, 52 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, to something to get you off to a quick start.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Carl Joseph.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, 37 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2. Mayfield looks to throw on the move to his left. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
We're going to 54. Why ain't? Kill, turn up.
Prescott off play action. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And an alley to run. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Forced out to his left. That's out to Chubb, complete. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Mayfield being chased out left. He'll run it. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Jaguars' 35-yard.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Andy Janovich, 35 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, wow, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go. And that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
Yeah, it seems like they've been running uphill all game.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Here we go.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
31's the mic. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Throwing. Prescott. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Chubb, and he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Mayfield now, 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They run it again with Chubb. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They run with Edmonds. And he'll be brought down well short of the 1st at about the 9-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Seibert's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on that last drive, Whitford on 4th turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, 72 yards. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A big play that time out of Chubb, 44 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Jack with a sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Real.
Play fake. Mayfield. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down.
And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a 1st down. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the carry.